Gravity may not exist. The behavior of matter we observe and call gravity obviously exists for our perception, yet the idea that has been assumed of a basic force or particle causing mass to attract at a distance may be wrong. Newton and Einstein each formulated laws describing the behavior of gravitational effects, yet Einstein went a bit farther and postulated that space-time is warped by gravity producing the attracting effect on mass. That paradigm of thought, though mathematically consistent in describing gravitational behavior, may be wrong as an explanation. Mass may seem to accelerate toward itself and thus can be thought of steadily as warping space-time. Time may also decrease proportionally as one reduces distance between mass approaching clumps of mass. There are other ways to regard that context, one of which I will tell you about now. The gravitational effect may be restricted entirely to mass and energy without anything more than the displacement of space. In the increasing presence of mass, space itself may be forced out of mass with corresponding effects on the quantum mechanical realm. In the quantum mechanical realm of uncertainty and entanglement of existential quantum probabilities, a concentration of mass locally may increase the probabilities of the existence of mass given for a local area. Mass has an unknown origin in the history of the cosmos. Speculation about Big Bang and inflation cosmology has reached even unto M theory or superstring theory, and a pre-Big Bang era regime of the universe before this universe. Many of these hypothetical models arise as a consequence of the general theory of relativity and its equations exploited in an effort to find a theory of gravity that would fit with quantum mechanics. That entire effort may be wrong, as might hypothetical concepts about the cosmology of this universe and space-time. Logically, an infinite singularity of mass at the beginning of the universe is rather satisfying conceptually. Into an infinitely small and concentrated mass, or nearly so, a vast infusion of space was made, sending it inflating outward faster than light. The subsequent history of the universe is of the work of mass to return to its initial nearly solid singular condition, and the four forces of nature are simply phases of the return of mass in various protocols of valence shells through change paradoxes toward one untroubled infinite state. Gravity does not need to exist as an independent force at a distance, and neither does space-time require any ability to be deformed, warped, and so forth. Gravity may be nothing more than the natural coherence of one mass infused with space in the process of removing space from itself. The original space-time froth, or Hartley-Hawking criterion, or emulsification of mass, with space expanding faster than light, slowed to sublight speed, or a speed consistent with a maximum rate of travel of photons of the electromagnetic field that would form one of the larger macroscalar elements of the mass-energy field after the annihilation of antimatter by mass. What is the nature of space? Space may be simply all possible dimensions fully extending, of which the mass energy of the universe occupies a few. Instead of space-time, there may be mass-time and space dimensions. Time as a dimension may also be in a process of expulsion from mass generally as a temporal universal phenomenality. In the Hartley-Hawking criterion, time was initially a dimension of space. Quantum mechanical uncertainty and field characteristics of intervals, aggregation, and probabilities of determinism may pervasively cohere as characteristic of all mass sorting itself out of space. The mass-space segregation effects may create local and general streams of travel from mass to potentially take, as increasing probabilities coinciding with Newtonian and Einsteinian gravitational theory description parameters. It is as if there were an isotropic convergence of rivulets in the one large central river of probabilities. In some way, the quantum realm associated with mass may form a comparative, analogous four-dimensional or more structure of rivulets of potential flow for mass within the space-time dimensions. Time may be a ghostly apparent attribute of mass, extended in the space infused, emulsified, created as mass-eliminated state space in a protocol of renormalization. Time may be a local condition of mass and its pace of recovery from being spaced out in the beginning. And time may also be a relativistic measure of the field condition of mass regarding space content.